Get ready to see how I made this gorgeous rustic farmhouse decor all with Dollar Tree items. And as always, DIY treats. Welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. Hi guys, it's Aneka and welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. So today I have some very quick, very easy, and super affordable DIYs to do for you guys. All of them are mainly made with items from Dollar Tree, so you know they're at the right price point for me, and they all give you that warm, cozy feeling of fall. And I really hope you guys enjoy them. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Everyone, hit that notification bell so you'll be ready when my next video comes out. And when the video is over, head down to the comments and let me know which DIY was your favorite, or of course, you can just say hi. Okay guys, it's time to craft. So this first DIY is one of my favorite and probably one of the easiest. I'm going to start out with these two wooden boxes that you can get at Dollar Tree. I made a similar project for some rustic bathroom decor. I'll make sure to link that down in the description box below. But what I love about this is you can make it as big as you want to. I'm going to go ahead and just attach two boxes together, but this would be gorgeous as a centerpiece for a table, and you could do 3, 4, even 5 boxes and it would make a gorgeous planter. Once I've attached those using hot glue, I'm going to make a stain by using half water and half chalk paint. Now you could do the same thing with acrylic paint. You're just going to water it down about half and half, and then you're going to paint it onto your box. I love this because if I don't have a stain, or if I want to use a color that I don't have the stain in, I can do this with any paint that I have, and it really does show the wood grain through that stain. Once I've painted the inside, outside, and all the sides of the box, I'm going to attach one of these metal words. I got these from Dollar Tree and I decided to use the word harvest. Now you can put this on as the metal. I think that would be really pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and paint this just to give a little more contrast. And I used the color plaster. I gave it about 2 to 3 coats, and then I was ready to go ahead and glue it onto my box. Before I do that though, I decided it needed to be a little bit aged, a little bit weathered, so I dry brushed on some more brown paint just around the edges. And all dry brushing means is that I got a little bit of paint on my paintbrush, wiped most of it off, and then I gently went around the edges and gave it a little bit of a rustic feel. Once that was done, I was ready to take my word and glue it right onto my planter. Now just to give it a little more character and texture, I'm going to take some twine and just wrap it around the handles on both sides. Dollar Tree has some really beautiful florals this year, so I'm just going to take some of these florals, all of them from Dollar Tree, along with some of these really cute picks, and I'm just going to put them all into my planter. Now, if you want to, you could go ahead and put some floral foam into the bottom of your planter. I did end up doing that a little bit later so that I could get more height out of my florals and my picks that I put in there. But you could really decorate this rustic farmhouse planter any way you want and it would look beautiful. So for the next rustic farmhouse DIY, I'm going to be using this calendar. I loved the flowers on it and the beautiful colors and the inspirational sayings. They just really made for some beautiful art to have around the house. So I decided which picture I wanted and I went ahead and cut it out of the calendar. Next, I grabbed a picture frame that I got from Dollar Tree. Just make sure when you're choosing your frame that it's large enough to fit over the picture that you want to use without cutting off too much of the end. I took the backing out and I took the picture out of my frame, and then I used the backing to place on top of my calendar just to get an idea of where I wanted to cut. I used a ruler just to measure both sides to make sure that I was getting it pretty much centered and that I was going to cut straight and that my picture wouldn't come out kind of lopsided. Once I had that situated, I was ready to cut out my picture along the line that I drew, and then I just placed it right into the frame. Now, in order for this to go along with my rustic farmhouse theme, I got some of these sticks from Dollar Tree, and I just decided to go ahead and glue them all along the outside of my frame. Now, I did try to pick some of the sticks that were about the same color. I really liked this darker color wood. You can get some bags that are a lighter color, which would be perfect if you want to go for more of a coastal farmhouse look, or they have the wood circles that you could also put on there, which might also give you a really interesting look. But I decided to use the darker ones and to line the entire outside of the frame. Now, once I was done, I decided that the frame was a little too gold for my liking for this rustic look, so I just decided to tape off the inside glass and give it a little bit of a brush with this Waverly chalk paint in the color truffle. And I didn't want to actually paint it brown, I just wanted to take away a little bit of the shine of that gold. Now, you could do this ahead of time if you want to, or you could really just choose a frame that was a different color that didn't stand out so much. That would be a great way to go too. But once I had that done, I was ready to remove my tape. And then I reached again for my picks and florals that I love so much from this fall selection of Dollar Tree florals. And I decided to take some twine and just wrap it around the bottom to make a nice little rustic bundle of fall florals. I attached my bundle to the frame and I had this beautiful rustic fall frame with a really inspirational saying, and I just love the way this came out. Now for my third DIY, I'm going to use this little picture box that I got from Dollar Tree. They have so many of these in different sizes. You can really decide which one you want, and they would all work really well. I took off the little rose that was on there, and I'm going to save that for a later project. But then I went ahead and painted the entire thing in Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. Once I had that completely covered, I was ready to grab some of these letters, also from Dollar Tree. Now, I had painted a few of these for a previous project and did not end up using them, but they'll be perfect for this project. I also pulled out some of these die-cut maple leaves that I got from Dollar Tree, and I put the letters onto the leaves. Now, I'm going to spell out fall, but you could really spell out whatever you want. If you're feeling really industrious, you could spell out something long like sweater weather or hello pumpkin or something really cute like that. You would just need a bigger canvas than the one that I chose. Now, in order to fill in the holes, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little dab of hot glue, and once that dries, I'll be able to paint right over it. Next, I grabbed some fall tone acrylic paints that I had, and I only really had 3 that I thought would look nice, so I decided to just combine some of them. So I started out by dabbing all over with this kind of burnt red color. You're going to go right over the sticker and do as much coverage as you want to on the leaf. Once that's done, you can go ahead and remove the sticker and you have your letter left. Next, I'm going to use my orange. I just put a little dab of the red in there to make it a deeper, darker orange. And I dabbed that all over the next leaf. And so on and so forth, mixing. And I had really no rhyme or reason to this. I just did what I thought looked nice, and I went with that. Once I had all my letters off, I had some really adorable leaves that spelled out fall, and by doing this kind of dabbing motion, these leaves all had some really interesting texture to them that I thought looked really great with this project. So now I have my canvas, which is completely done, and all I need to do is figure out where I want to put my leaves and glue them on. I loved how easy this was to put together, and I absolutely love how I could use this same technique with the wooden pumpkins, more of the leaves, anything to really spell out whatever message I want my fall decor to say. Okay, I truly cannot choose a favorite out of these 3. I actually think they work so well together, and I can't wait to put some of these out and just add a little spice of fall into my home decor. But make sure you head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite. For today's treat, I have a fun DIY food experiment that I did. Sometimes I like to make things look like other things, and one of my favorite things is cheese. So I made it look like one of my other favorite things, which is pumpkin pie, or if you're from the South like me, I'm gonna call it sweet potato pie. Okay guys, it's time to eat. So for this cute and delicious treat, I'm gonna start out with these Triscuit thin crisps, and I'm going to place them down on my cutting board. I'm also gonna use these chicken and a biscuit crackers, as well as this Amy's mix, and all I need is the long squiggly ones from that package. Now I'm going to take some cheese and I'm just going to cut it in the shape of a triangle. I want the triangle to basically just be slightly smaller than my Triscuit. Now, because the cheese was really thick, I did decide to go ahead and cut it in half. That way, as someone was eating it, they could have small little pieces of cheese if they wanted to, instead of one giant hunk of cheese. Now for the glue for this project, I'm going to go ahead and use this cream cheese, and that's going to really help me just put my pie together and hold it all together if you're putting it out for guests. This way your creation will not fall apart on you. Now once you've assembled all your pie together, you have this adorable little sweet potato pie, and you can add a dollop of whipped cream if you want. This is the best of both worlds. It looks like pie but tastes like cheese. I hope you enjoyed all the projects I had for you today. If you enjoyed them, give them a thumbs up. Don't forget to head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite. Please share this with your friends if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time when we repeat it all again.